Like Miriam.
OK, is comedy art? Or how about country music? Is that art? Well, comedians and country musicians are campaigning for greater access to arts funding and grants, saying they feel excluded from the current model. Louise Byrne has the story.
We're a country that loves culture. 80% of us went to an arts event last year. Millions in state subsidies are awarded annually. But in a place where art is so highly valued and commemorated, are we being too rigid, too stiff about who should receive funding?
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage your host for this evening, Table Clark!
If you really want to kill the vibe at a comedy club, tell them Primetime's in doing some filming.
Don't worry, it's not for Netflix, it's for prime time. This will be my last gig ever.
For these comedians, making a living isn't a laughing matter. And it's rare to find anyone who's been given a direct subsidy to help with their work.
Have you ever applied for an Arts Council grant?
I did, yeah. Forms. I'm not great at forms. But years ago, I was like, man, I need some funding if I want to get some gigs going.
Do you remember what they said?
I can't. It was pretty much like... But no, it wasn't that. It was like, we've viewed, you don't fall under the parameters, like, you know, big words. And I was like, a lot of words to say, nah, sorry.
Give me the silly paper.
Unlike opera, literature, or even circus, comedy isn't specifically named in the Arts Act. But in the current political climate, comedians may argue they're even more culturally relevant.
And comedians were always like niche, and now they're getting their visas cancelled. And now you got some of the most powerful people in the world cancelling comedians because they're talking, saying what they want. If they're just jokes. But jokes can be art, can't they?
Well, is it? That's the question. Is it art that should be funded
Well,
by
you,
the
you don't
state?
see like someone painting a picture like it's an expression, and then they get punched, or their visa's getting... But it is an art form. It's writing, performing, directing, all in the one body.
You ready for our next act?
There is now a campaign and a Sinn Féin bill to amend arts legislation to specifically include comedy. It's backed by well-established artists with their own tales to tell of funding applications.
Tonight, the housing crisis, Foil Arms and Hogs View.
Comedy sketch group Foil Arms and Hog found out what Culture Ireland, a body in the culture department, thought of their work, and in 2015 they applied for a grant.
So we applied and we received, now we nearly framed this, but it's just printed out.
We're not that bitter. Yeah.
Well. So it's about our application to perform at the Irish Theatre Festival in New York, and it says, unfortunately, comedy is not deemed an art form and therefore is ineligible for support by Culture Ireland.
Comedy is not deemed an art form. By who? Who decided this?
Yeah.
Anyway.
So we decided, like, if we can't be with the arts, we'll align ourselves with the sciences.
Oh, yeah.
So that's where we are now.
We're going for a huge PhD funding now.
Yeah.
It's still ruining the news every single night. Cause it's hard to be green from the union. Hey!
It's just a bit insulting, really.
What if a play is funny? Huh? Where do you draw the line?
Yeah. How many laughs before they lose their grant?
Yeah.
Did you ever apply again?
No. You can't really come back from that email, really. It's not deemed an art
It
form.
was just one line. And that was it, yeah.
Door
Yeah.
closed.
Since then, the group has forged a successful career and credit COVID payments and other state funds as part of that journey. But the rejection as artists stings. People might view comedy that it can be commercial, that it doesn't maybe need the same supports because people are more likely to pay to go and see a comedy show. What do you...
You're a victim of your own success,
We're not boring enough, is that what you're trying to say?
So bad comedy should be funded. Comedy is art.
Definitely.
Simple as. If you're gonna put theatre in the bracket, well, I think comedy is theatre. That just seems hypocritical to say it's not.
But But it's not just comedy that feels excluded from arts funding. Some musicians, and one genre in particular, complain that they don't get a look in.
Moonlight shining, even if my heart tells me to stay. When I see the sunlight rising, goodbye dawn is on the way.
Country musicians say they're less likely to be successful in arts funding applications because of a perception their art isn't creative enough or that it's already commercially viable.
Thank you very much. Well done, everybody.
Have you ever applied for any state funding, anything along those lines?
We did look into it because a couple of our friends are in the kind of traditional music scene, and they were telling us all about it. But I think when we actually looked at it, it didn't seem like it was welcoming for country artists. It seemed to be more focused on traditional music.
Yeah, our friend is an uilleann pipe player and she got a grant, which is fair play. Like, she's absolutely incredible and deserves it. But it was just when we looked into it, it didn't feel like it was something that was maybe open to ourselves.
The group would love to record more of their own original music, but say funding records by playing gigs is getting harder.
We have day jobs because it is difficult. We have 9 to 5s on top of the gigs, which we have to do it. We gig all over Ireland. Cost of petrol, all the costs involved, and the gig itself, the equipment we have. It's all costs a lot of money. Any support and grants to up and coming artists like ourselves would go a long way, helping us bridge the gap from maybe leaving the day jobs and going full time in music eventually.
The band think funding would convince even more people, including maybe sceptical journalists, of the merits of their art. The Arts Council told Primetime it funds all different types of art forms. They said country music is a priority area for their music policy at the moment, and pointed out that while comedy is currently funded through the money that festivals and venues get, the door isn't closed to direct applications from comedians too.
We are always open to a conversation about the arts and what the arts covers and what it addresses, because we have to be. Because your culture, your discussion about your culture and your arts, it needs to be alive and it needs to be propelled by forward motion. And I would say to comedians, to country musicians and to other artists and other art forms, come and talk to us. We want to have those conversations.
That's music to the ears of the Culture Minister, Patrick O'Donovan.
Comedy is something that Irish people do better than anybody else in the world. Similarly, while country music mightn't be everybody's cup of tea, I really like it. And I'm glad that country musicians and comedians have come forward. They do feel locked out and they do feel frozen out, and we need to change that because these are really important art forms. This is something that I have already enunciated to the Arts Council that I'm not happy about, and I want to see change in this space. There is a vehicle for me to impose a policy change. I prefer not to do it, but I retain.
What do you mean by that?
Well, I can impose, a policy will, and the Arts Council, if the legislation allows me to do that, I would hope that the Arts Council would respond to what I'm saying around inclusivity rather than exclusivity, and that they would act without the need for the minister to have to tell them.
How do you define who should be included? I mean, is there a limit? Where do you draw the line?
One person's, cultural output is another person's yawn fest, and it isn't for me as minister to say what's in and what's out. And I think that we do need to be far more flexible and far more malleable than we have been up to now, because these are legitimate groups of people who feel excluded.
A more inclusive arts model doesn't come without a cost. You either need more funding or other artists lose out. But the money allocated for artists' grants in this week's budget is actually around the same as it was last year. The Arts Council's recent governance issues means its current spending is staying the same for now. There is a basic wage scheme for the arts coming next year, and the minister said there's no reason that comedians and country musicians can't apply for it. Existing artists already compete for limited funding. They'll ask how things can expand without greater investment. Comedians and country musicians, meanwhile, are calling for concrete evidence things are changing.
Theatre's had the money for a long time. Let's see what happens if comedy gets it for a while.
If you don't keep feeding it, keep watering the seed, it's just going to slowly die out or just struggle forever. I'm sick of struggling. I don't want to struggle anymore. Just something, just a little sandwich, something.
We're songwriters, performers, musicians, entertainers. You know, we are the definition of an artist.
Is it art?
It's a type of art. Yes, it's definitely a form of art. The musicians have made such a difference to the likes of me and our age group. Like it beats sitting at home in a chair.
But that was when I ruled the world.